Traders, in this video, we are going to be going over the top setups right now. There's not a lot I'm watching at the moment. If we look at the S&P 500, it's moving lower right now. So it's in a downtrend. Everyone can obviously identify that. And a lot of the names in which we've been trading recently, a lot of these growth names, higher ADR names have fallen. So my account right now is primarily cash. I'm almost exclusively cash at the moment. However, I'm observing what opportunities lie. And the best way to do that in a weak market is see what is holding up, what has strength. Let's look at the quantum names. This is just an example, guys, of a sector or a theme that's completely collapsed. So quantum names were the hottest things, and then bam, just like that, the whole sector or the whole theme collapsed off of like the CEO of NVIDIA, Jensen Huang, saying that quantum's 30 years away. Whenever you have a theme or an entire sector or basket of stocks which can completely plummet and crash and the bubble can pop off of the words of one person, or for example, if one person has way too much sway over a basket of stocks, typically you could assume that's a bubble. We experienced a lot of that in 2021, and this is basically like, a much faster version of what we saw in the dot-com bubble in 2021. These are just the bubble-like stocks. With that being said, I will look at the quantum names again for a possible rebound and bounce, maybe retracement to 14. But this, stock like QUBT, this is not getting back to 30 bucks. At least not for a very long time, if it ever retraces those, bubble-like levels. But anyway, let's get into the stocks I'm actually watching. So ILLR, I spoke about ILLR a few times over the last few months. It really never broke out. And this right here is Triller. So it's a TikTok alternative. And as of today's recording, TikTok is posted to be banned on January 19th. So today is the 14th. There are rumors of TikTok being bought out, but at the moment, it seems as if the ban is still in place. I'm watching this for a breakout. You can obviously identify that this is a downtrend. If you could, it tried to break out today with some strong volume. There's obviously people watching this. I don't know if this will actually get the breakout. However, as you approach certain events, themes get, it's obvious. People think similarly. They're like, okay, what are TikTok alternatives? Are any of these alternatives publicly traded? Currently, Triller is one of the only publicly traded alternatives, with the exception of maybe Google and Meta, which are much larger companies, so you're not going to get massive moves. So Triller was up as much as 22% today. Not sure if it's going to break out again, but we'll keep it on the watch list because, 18th and 19th, maybe in the 20th, right? You could get a big move on this. I don't think Triller is going to actually be a long-term alternative to TikTok. However, that's not how the market thinks. Is QUBT going to be the quantum stock, or were any of these quantum stocks actually going to become, legitimate companies? Probably not. However, as traders, we understand what themes are working, where the setups are. And if we have a tight risk, right? So if we can, set our stop loss at 250 and our upsides at 450, obviously we're taking that trade. So just from a statistical risk reward perspective, it's worth taking. So that's the way we approach trades. Next one is Hims. So Hims is actually a profitable company. I like what they're doing. And they've performed really well. And I think this stock's just pulling back to an area of support. A lot of the move it's made is very warranted. The earnings are improving significantly. They are a profitable company now. They are a legitimate growth company. So I really like what I'm seeing here. This is a nice little wedge. I think it gets out of this wedge with some strong volume. We could see some great action on Hims over the next few weeks to months. So this is one of the names that I really like, right? It's shown some relative strength. Obviously, it's been pulling back since earlier in December. However, this is very controlled. We can identify, it's retracing key levels and it's not knifing down. This is a pretty controlled drop and it's showing some signs of bottoming here at this key 24 level. There's just obviously areas of demand here. And you can see we're getting a little bit of a double bottom potentially. So I like this a lot. These are the types of setups as swing traders that we like to really capitalize on, because this is another one where you have a tight stop loss and your upside is very high. So the tighter the stop loss, the more shares you can acquire for the same amount of risk. And obviously, the higher it goes, the more money you're going to make. And when it goes high, you want to have a lot of shares for the same price. So that's what having a tight stop loss does for you. Okay, so let's look at Hood. Robinhood. Hood tried to break out today, pulled back. I didn't take this thing. Not yet. I was going to wait for tomorrow, and good thing I did. Volume was pretty solid today. It tried getting a breakout. Bitcoin, this is tied up to Bitcoin in many ways. Bitcoin is holding up. It's back at 97,000. It really hasn't pulled back very much. And Robinhood has looked very strong, continuously testing these high levels, making higher lows. And as you can see, the trend is your friend, guys. The momentum of this stock is clearly there. You go to the weekly or monthly time frame, you can see where the momentum is. Broke out of this stage 1 base, so you have this massive base breakout, and it's pretty much just shown nothing but strength since that. And of course, it's pulling back, makes its pullbacks, but it's just trending higher, and that's the type of momentum we like to see. Hood is one of these names that has, you could trade options or shares. I'd probably go shares in this, but Hood gives you variety. For those who like to trade options, I think it's a really good one. Keep an eye on it. You know, some people took Hood today, which I'm not saying that was a bad move, but I'm typically a lot more cautious on entries, especially when you have a market that isn't as strong. If this was a loss for you, it's a quick loss. Your upside was great and you took a small loss, so it's worth it. Taking losses does not mean you're losing. Those are steps. That's part of the process. It's part of the formula. Taking losses on a long-term time frame could be seen as wins. Taking small losses is winning, because what you're doing is you're statistically putting yourself at a very favorable position. Small losses mean very little when you have big winners. So anyway, hopefully I explained that. That was a little bit of a rough explanation there, but anyway, I think you guys get the point. If this is your first time watching though, join the Discord, follow me on X, you can see more setups. And I just hope you guys take the initiative to learn more about swing trading. Swing trading is definitely one of the best trading models out there. It is efficient. It is time friendly. You're not sitting in front of a chart all day. You can have a full-time job and still be very successful at it. It is relatively easy to learn. But again, like everything, there's experience, there's hard work. But I would say swing trading is probably one of the most optimal, trading strategies or types of trading, which I would, just for most people out there. Okay, so I think that is going to cover today's video though. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys follow me on Discord, etc., etc. Sub to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a great day.